Hello there, welcome to another episode of Tickle Check. Today I am going to be demonstrating what XBoost does to a Keurig coffee maker as far as operation. So anyway, I can tell you this, or actually I can probably show you. So first off, we're going to start by turning this inverter on. And we got power. I'm going to reset the values here from a previous test. So in that way, I've got exactly what I need. So this is on wattage. I'm going to turn this on. And first off, I've got to make sure, believe it or not, it's not an XBoost. I should have just left that right there. It turned off, didn't it? Did it? No, it didn't. Okay. So it's heating up. Trying to heat up. And what am I at? Do I have this set on XBoost first? I'm not showing you this just because it's a lot easier to demonstrate this without having to. Come on. More settings. Is it under more settings? No. Wow. Put and output settings. Okay, so XBoost is off right now. So this is what XBoost currently does. I mean, without XBoost, this is what it will currently do. So it's drawing 600 watts. This thing is dead cold. It is dead cold. It has been sitting overnight and it has not had a chance to really do anything. As you can see, it will take a while to warm up. I'm not sure if this is credit to the Keurig for actually knowing its power source, or maybe not. Maybe not, because it looks like it's about to trip over 600. It is just so, yep, it's getting there. Now, is it going to trip that? Is it going to trip that? That's the question. Because right now it is just so borderline. Remember, 600 watts without XBoost on is all I can pretty much handle. This gets real interesting. I'm over here. XBoost is still off. Yeah, it didn't turn on by itself. I'm surprised that it's holding out. So maybe the coffee maker is actually that smart as to where it knows its supply. Okay. So the inverter didn't turn off because I have the lighted cord behind here. So that's actually the coffee maker itself. It just got done heating. So we're going to try this without XBoost, I guess, and see what we get. It's a regular K-cup, not touched anything. I'm going to try making a large cup of coffee. This is without XBoost on right now. Let's see what it does. And it threw the inverter. Oh, it didn't. Wait a minute. How is this working? This is interesting. XBoost is not on. And it is at 600. Now it's taking nothing. But yet there's still power going to this light. This thing is still brewing. All right, so that test bothered me, and I'm going to tell you why it bothered me. Because I've done this before in the past, and this was not that successful. Here's what I think what happened. After thinking about it and watching the video, or at least the part that you've seen all the way up to this point where I'm going to say stuff, is that this whole time it was slow heating up. And this apparently is at 1470 watts is what this thing runs. But it was taking the slow amount of energy that it possibly could from that, the low amount of energy, in a slow way. That whole time it was doing that, it was slowly heating it up as to where it could bear that test. But the reality is, in a normal use circumstance, and this is probably slightly, it's still going to be a little warm. You can't really tell too much. I mean, kind of can from this side, but anyway, so here's the deal. We're going to do this real life scenario here where this guy's plugged in. Okay, I'm going to reset the values. So now we are at 0, 0. This is watts. Okay, now it's a half a watt. Real life scenario. This is turned off. And the inverter is turned on, which is why we even got our meter on to begin with. So now I'm just going to turn this on. X-Boost is off. I've got X-Boost off on this right now. So what I'm going to do, and I had to put this cup holder, coaster down here because the meter kept sliding. So in order to be able to show it correctly, I had to put that there for some grip because it just wants to pull off the table. So X-Boost is off, and this should trip if I start to make a cup of coffee. I don't have a K-cup in here, keep that in mind, but it shouldn't make a difference. Under a normal use scenario, when you wake up in the morning, you turn the button on, you open this thing up, throw your pod in there, close it, and push your cup size. And from there on out, it would do a dramatic surge as to what it wants as far as power, wattage. So we're going to simulate that right now. Wake up in the morning scenario. Okay, just turned it on, close it, and let's see. I should be getting lights. Okay, big cup. Right there's the value. X-Boost is off. Let's see what it does. It's heating up, but my cup is lit still. Nothing's changed, except for the fact that my cord did shut off. The light on the actual yellow cord here that goes to the meter, so I could show you, because if not, if I took this meter and plugged it in there, it would be upside down, which is ridiculous for demonstration purposes. So convincing? I don't know. All right, so we've got this going, and well, I mean, it's slow, slower than what it should be, but it's doing it with X-Boost off. I'm very surprised, because I don't recall it doing this well before in the past. I'm not fully convinced because this wasn't completely turned off. Okay, so when it was done sucking power, it put power back in the light of that. Like I said, there's no coffee pot in this, which is why it's going to spray weird. But so the question is on everyone's mind: can the EcoFlow River 3 Plus power a toaster? Okay, maybe it's not on everyone's mind. I doubt you're like, well, I mean, there are situations where you'd be like, hey, you know what? It'd be nice to have some toast. I don't know. But I want to find out anyway, since we're here And we've already got the River 3 Plus set up over there. Power inverter is on. We have used this thing a bit to deal with the coffee maker. If you want to, you can see that in the other video. But no toast, no nothing. I'm just going to see if it will just power the coils. And this is with XBoost off. Just to make sure. Get up here. Input and output settings. Okay, XBoost is off. I'm going to try it with XBoost on. No. Confirm. Just turn it off. Confirm. I want to make sure it's off. So anyway, it's off right now. And going to see. So I did a quick video gap in here to let you know what the deal is. So XBoost actually is turned on. What the deal is that the iPad doesn't have primary control on the software. My cell phone that's actually recording this video has all the primary control. So XBoost was turned on my cell phone, but it was just whatever controls that I tried to do on the iPad would not actually do anything. Later on, after the video was shot, I turned on and off the light, and it did not control it at all off the iPad, and a few other things that I tried. Then it's my realization when I got on the phone that the charge settings were set to I believe 560, and on the iPad it was only set to 100. So it was when I was charging the River 3 Plus that I discovered the charging, and then picked up the phone and looked at it, and then looked at the iPad and saw that they were both set differently on charging. So in essence, XBoost was on the entire time, and that was the reason why. So to keep that in mind for any troubleshooting problems that you have, first off, always question as to whether the software is working for you or working against you. About killing this ant down here because he's pissing me off. Where'd you go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? There he is. Oh, no, no, oh, no, no. Okay, got him. Right. So here we go. Getting ready to do this test. We got our meter set up, set for watts. I'm going to try this channel first. I don't know much about these settings here, but we'll just see how far we can get. 3, 2, 1. And seems to be doing just fine. Interesting. Man, it's getting warm. Warm in a hurry. And smelly. Didn't need XBoost for that. Interesting. All right. Well, I did not expect that. Ooh, boy, that dipped down in a hurry, didn't it? How is this doing this? I mean, it's really not using... I got an idea of how it's doing this. I'm going to pop these back up. Boy, is that bag hot. Bag. Box. I got an idea of how it's doing it. Oh, not that. if we watch the amps, I bet you the amps, it's shifting all the way over to the amps. So here we go. In order to be able to, it's got to be taking the voltage and lowering the voltage. That's watts. That's watts, the highest watts. Okay. That was the current watts, kilowatt hours. Volts. So it took it down to 110, 111. So that's one of the things I do know. Because right now it's already kicked at 600 watts. So in order to compromise and give it the amps that it needs, now this wire is starting to get red, but you can't see it. Now when we did that, kicked it down to 77.3, 0.4 volts in order to make that happen. And this is not on XBoost either. That's the impressive part. Or is there something wrong with the settings? I don't know. Okay, get that back up. And boy, I can just smell a lot of things in here. I'm gonna turn XBoost on. Back out of that just to make sure. XBoost turned right back off. All right, so I'm gonna turn this on, then I'm gonna kick XBoost on. I'm just gonna turn the 1 on so we can see it drop down. Turn XBoost on. And it turned right back off. What is the deal? Just does something. And it turns right back off. I don't get this. This is just stupid strange. Turn the power off. And turn the inverter off. Eventually here. This is the hobby one. Whew. That scared the crap out of you. We're going to grab this cord. Eventually here. Unravel it a little bit. Turn inverter on. Then go. Do a reset. Okay. Let's see when I turn XBoost on if it stays on first off. Would that? No, it doesn't. Strange. Is it because it's hot? I don't get this. This drives me crazy. The flippin' toaster, it's like one of the worst things you can use. I have shown that before with XBoost off that this would trip. Acting like XBoost is on. It's entirely strange. But when you try to put XBoost on, it will tell you, it would just turn it right back off. And I've done this test before. I don't know. So that actually makes me rethink the tests that I just did. Because in the past, this did not trip before. I mean, this did trip before, and you would have to turn on XBoost. Now all of a sudden it doesn't require that. Is there some kind of software update that I don't realize? All right. Well, ponder these thoughts and other thoughts. Thanks for tuning into this episode of Tickle Check. If you like what you see here, please hit like on the video, subscribe, and I will try and figure out what is going on with this stuff. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you next time.